What's going on, everyone? It is... What is it? What's today? It's the Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Man, it's flown by this week. Already Tuesday afternoon. But I'm here again with Isabella, and there is Gabriella, and there's Allie. So, hang on. Gabby, Allie. We're heading over to the house. A lot of things have happened this week, but it's been things that are so far on Tuesday, as much as the week has gone by. It's been things that are not visible quite yet. The AC guy came back by, and so you'll see a little bit of changes there. But as far as things that have to be done behind the scenes, for instance, things like the natural gas company, we are going with our gas company, Sevier County Utility District, and picking out the fireplace we want to use, picking out the water heater we want to use, getting signed up for natural gas service. Those are the things behind the scene that you don't really see. Wow. Those are things behind the scene that you don't really see, because most of what I've been showing you is like visual changes to our home. But there's a whole lot of things when you build a house that have to go into making this happen. A lot of decisions that had to be made. So, like I said, we picked out our fireplace, picked out our water heater. We had to, I forwarded all that information to our contractor so he could get them to check. And then they're going to come by and they're going to install the natural gas lines, right? Whenever you're wanting to build, you have to remember where the lines need to go. So, wherever you're planning on having natural gas, my daughter's doing something. She's playing with something. But wherever you want to have natural gas lines, you have to tell the people who are installing it that you want those lines there, obviously, right? So a couple places I have a natural gas grill, and the natural gas grill I want to put on the back porch, so I need to make sure that I have a natural gas line going out to the back porch. So you have to think about every one of those things. I'm going to have a cooktop that's natural gas. Going to have the water heater that's natural gas. And the water heater, I've showed this to you before, is going to go into this little back shed area. So we'll have an outlet here, and then we'll have the water heater right there. And you can already see they've got a lot of the lines already hooked up, which is great. So, yeah. But those are some things to think about whenever you're wanting to build. You got to remember where you want things. Like I mentioned earlier, or like in last week's video, the spigots. Where you want your spigots to be on the outside of the house. It's important. So those are things to think about. So let's go inside the house and I'll show you some things that have changed. Before we go inside, I noticed this. AC guy came by and he installed this. The AC unit will be right here. And the line's there for the AC unit. And it looks like that was installed as well, because the return's going to be in here as well. Each color represents something. And I think this yellow is natural gas. So natural gas line's going to go here in the back of our house. And this is the back porch. Let's go in the house and see what's changed. All right, so I was hoping this would be something that would change. So we had a couple of AC spots, or HVAC spots, that he just connected these today. This was just dangling here. AC's been connected here. Looks like he has one more thing to get done, but my guess is that this may not be installed. Well, it may not be installed until he knows exactly where everything's going to go. But we have one more line here that needs to be installed. I think over here, he may have not done this up here either. We're going to have a mini split up here, and if you don't know what a mini split is, then Google it. But yeah, so he's getting the lines ran for the mini split. This is new as well. The mini split, basically, it's just a miniature sized AC unit that is going to go. So there's our electrical panel. I don't think I ever showed that to you, but the electrical panel is installed. The mini split's going to go right over here on the outside wall, and it's just a little miniature air conditioning unit that will provide cooling and heating and all that fun stuff for up here. So although in these videos they're anywhere between 6 and 12 minutes long, each week there's a lot of decisions that have to be made. And like another thing that we did today was we got a check to, or not a check, but we went by our cabinet place and got some decisions made with the cabinets. I think we got them ordered today as well, officially. They'll be here in 6 weeks. Everything's backed up with COVID. That's how it is right now. You can actually see here, I'll show you this real quick. That's where the mini split will be on the wall. All right, so it is Saturday, and my friends came into town, and they ran some line for me, which was awesome. I'm so excited about it. I got all my internet lines ran everywhere. So right here, I'll show you an example. Boom, this blue internet line. Basically, it's ran behind the TV. It goes up, and it runs over there, and it comes all the way through. Now you see 2 lines running right here, because what I've done basically, think about it this way. So that the TV is going to be here, and I don't want like a DVD player or a Apple TV or anything like that to be sitting under the TV. I want it to be as clean as possible. So we're going to have a fireplace right here, television right here. I don't want anything around it. I just want it to be simple, clean, elegant kind of a thing, right? So what I've done is, or what they've done for me, this was the idea, was to run 2 lines up and over, and then those 2 lines come down into this room in the office. So here, I'll give you a wide angle look here, okay? So 2 lines here, up, around, and over, and then down and around and back down into here on this little box, okay? Now, so what this does, this will be, I'll have like a couple of converters on either end, so I can just plug my Apple TV in here on a little shelf, and it will be completely hidden, out of sight, in a completely different room. And that's going to be amazing. So not only do I have the 2 lines ran here for behind the TV, I have 2 lines ran from here up into this room upstairs. I'll show you what I'm talking about. A couple other things they did while I'm on my way. You can see the vent hood they installed. We actually went and picked up, I actually went and bought my vent hood as well. And then, what else did they do? They finished up the AC work, I'm pretty sure. They finished it up pretty much. You can see where they put in these returns. So we'll have our returns here. One in between the 2 bedrooms right here in this little area. And then one up here in this hallway. And then we had the plumber came by briefly and installed just some piping up in here. Got our shower kind of up and running. I don't think I ever showed you that. Because this wasn't done until this week. This pipe right here, it goes up, and then of course there are other things that happen. Like I said, I think before, maybe in this video or the week before, they all start to run together as I go upstairs. There's things to think about. Like here's something to think about when most electricians do this, but just make sure you do this. A garage door opener. It's a big deal. A outlet for your garage door opener. So as I go upstairs, man, I lost my train of thought. I don't remember what I was saying. But there's so many things, I remember now. There's so many things that happen during the week that you don't see in these videos. I've told you that before. Like this week, we finalized our garage door as well. So you'll call a garage door place. They will say, what size door do you have? What look do you want? They have examples on their website. You pick the look you want, and you need to go out and measure what garage door you have. Most double doors are 16 by 7. Sometimes it can be an 18-foot wide, and ours is actually 18 foot wide and 8 feet high. And then most single doors are a 9 by 7 or a 9 by 8. So if you have like 2 doors beside each other, it's like 9 foot by 7, 9 foot by 7 foot tall. So you'll call the place. We call it a place called Service Plus, and they were very, very professional. They got back to me quickly. It was great. And I just got a text that Jalen Waddle's out for the season, and now I'm depressed. But I'm losing my train of thought. But so anyway, they were very professional and got back with me quick with a quote and everything. And so we just went with your kind of regular looking garage door, but we got instead of the small rectangles, we're getting the longer rectangles, if you've ever seen that look. And then we're going to put some glass up on the top row. And it's actually not very expensive to put glass in. I was kind of surprised. It's only like $300, at least with the place we went. So anyway, so while we're here, all the network line, let me show you, goes into this room, as you can tell, all the way into this room. Here's another line that came into this room, and they went up and over, and they came down, and all of it goes into this closet in the upstairs, right? So what I'm planning on doing is probably going to have some kind of like up here, I'm going to do like a network. My network stuff is all going to be up there. That way I don't have to. We'll probably put our Wi-Fi, like our modem and our router, in the office downstairs. But as far as like a network switch, where I'll have like I'll have a network switch where I can have power over Ethernet. This is getting kind of particular for people. I'm sure they're like, power over Ethernet? What's that? Well, let me tell you what makes power over Ethernet so great. Power over Ethernet, what it is, if you ever seen just like a regular internet cable, you know, just like you plug into your computer sometimes. You know, most computers now use Wi-Fi, but some of them have like a little port. Every one of your televisions have this port more than likely on the back. It's just power over Ethernet, or it's just an Ethernet port is what it's called. Well, some devices can handle power over that one cord. Well, what's the benefit of that? Well, one cord, you plug it in, not only does it get the signal, but like the data, but it also delivers power. So what does that mean? Well, you don't have to have a power cable and a signal cable. So you only have, instead of 2 cables, you have 1 cable. So what's that good for? Security cameras. That's what that's great for, because you just need one line to run everything, power and data. And in the corners of the house, I have that blue line running. So I have one here, and I have one, I have them all around the house. So that's what power over Ethernet's good for. So not only is it on your network, it's also, not only is the data and the power already done, whenever you get a camera, you don't have to find an outlet. You don't have to run a power cable. It's just, boom, plug it in, and it's got power and data. So, but as far as everything else, we have a big week next week. Big week. It's going to be a very busy week. So I may not even be able to do a video until Saturday. But we have natural gas coming in. We have insulation coming in. We're supposed to have drywall. I don't know if it's going to be installed, but at least delivered. So we have a very, very big week next week. And we have just... It's gone so smooth. I mean, there's another... The only thing that hasn't gone smooth is, to be honest, getting the appliances and trying to figure out... Sorry if I'm scatterbrained in this video. I'm getting tons of texts about Jalen Waddle being out for Alabama. But getting appliances has been difficult because we got a deal, but it was on the 4th of July sale weekend, and we didn't realize how good of a deal it was. Well, we didn't buy it at the time, and of course, they're not going to honor that price because it's been months, and this, it's fair, and it's not like a significant, or it's not an insignificant amount, it's a significant amount difference in the pricing. Let me just, for example, again, it went from $4,200 to $7,200, and we were like, not going to do that. So, what we're doing now is we're trying to figure out what to do as far as appliances go. We have been to American Freight, which is a new store. I think it used to be the Sears outlet, but they rebranded to American Freight, and we already got our vent hood from there. So we're just trying to figure out what to do with appliances because it gets expensive, and we really want a French door fridge, but it gets expensive. So trying to stay within our budget. But anyway, so that's everything that's happened this week. Just kind of like things getting tightened up, it seems like. We're getting into more of the nitty-gritty things where, well, this line on the plumbing wasn't there for a while. Like some of these lines weren't here. Like this one was, but this one wasn't, that connected the two. So we're getting into things that I'm going to have to like really look at it to see what's going on. But as far as, one other thing I'll mention, and I'll kind of get ahead into next week's video, natural gas. If you're going to put gas in your house, you have to decide, okay, where do I want everything? So we're doing natural gas for our cooktop, which is here, which is just the top. We're going to have an in-wall oven over here, and that's going to be electric. So you can do a gas one, but they're very expensive. Most of them, I think, are electric. So a gas one is not very common in the in-wall. And then we're doing the fireplace, of course, the cooktop. We're doing a tankless water heater that's gas, and we're doing a spigot outside right here. It's going to be right there. So the spigot's going to be right there, so I can connect a hose, and I'll have my grill under the porch, which will be great. So I can grill under the porch and, watch football at the same time, whatever. But anyway, so that's all that's happened this week. And if you have any questions, put them down in the comments. But otherwise, I'll see you in next week's video. Week 15's down. Week 16 is coming up next. I'll see y'all.